Hey everyone, this is Chris Crazy House, and just wanted to say to all of you, thank you so much for those who are subscribing to this channel. I appreciate you 100%. I have a lot of new subscribers here, so thank you very much. And just let you know that I do have a lot of new content coming up. That's why I haven't been posting as frequently as I should, but I will let you know that my posting days from now on until probably February is going to be 3 days a week. So I will post something new on this channel from on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So those are my posting days for this channel. And what you will probably get for the most part for the next few months is it will be either animation that I have done before that you may have never seen. I'll be re-rendering a lot of it and putting it on this channel, as you've seen some of the things I've done already. I'll be posting some more art videos that I've done that you might never have seen, and art that I've created on this channel. And I'll be posting videos like this where I give commentary on things going on in the worlds of art and entertainment. So those are the three types of videos you will see from me within the next few months. And the new content will probably start sometime in February. I'll have some new animation clips of things that I've been working on, and also there'll be more art videos, of course, but there'll also be, I'm going to try to do some experiments as far as doing some reactions to classic animation that I like, but also doing some different content, whether it be just ideas like art lessons or animation lessons here on this channel based on the skills that I have that I would like to share with the community out there. So I'll be doing more things like that on this channel come February. So stay tuned for that. But until then, you'll just still be getting classic animation from me that you may never have seen or might have been fans of at the time when it came out. I'll be posting that here just so I can have a complete hub of all the animation that I've done, as well as my art videos and these types of videos. So stay tuned for that. But today I want to talk about this very interesting story that comes from Cartoon Brew. And it's been reported in other places, but this is a place I really like to get my news from as far as the art and animation world. And it's a story about this animator and artist named Kevin Bao, who was fired because he plagiarized a lot of different animation out there to create an ad for Sony PlayStation. And I remember seeing the ad and thinking I thought it looked cool, like the way his style was, but I was like, some of this stuff in here looks familiar, but I couldn't place it. So I thought maybe I was just being paranoid, or because I watched so much animation all over the place and different types of animation. I started recognizing certain scenes and certain things that I've seen before. That's how much I watch animation. But I was thinking, okay, maybe I'm just being paranoid, because what he did was he took different scenes from different types of animation all over the web or from different animated series, and he mashed them together for this ad. And I'll play you the clip of it right here. You guys can see it side by side. And on the left side, you'll see the originals, and on the right side, you'll see his ad. I said some of you probably have seen it, because I remember, because I was playing online for a while, but they decided to take it down. Sony took the ad down. And I think it's despicable and very unscrupulous for someone to take someone else's artwork, especially someone else's hard work as far as animation goes, and just trace over it and copy it and put it out there as their own. That's not, to me, that's not the soul or the way an artist should do things. You don't steal other artists' work and present it as your own, especially in a context as big as this, where you're getting paid by a major company to create something, create a major ad. and you're stealing other people's artwork to do, that's a real big no-no, because that makes that company look bad. And in order for them to save face, they gotta come down on you hard. Now they fired him. I don't know if any legal action has been taken, but at the very least they fired him. And that's going to be bad because now he's going to become a pariah within the industry. This industry is very small and everyone knows each other. So by doing something that dastardly, you can put yourself on the outs as far as getting work anywhere else. And that includes whether it be here or in Japan, okay, or Korea. He's put himself on the outs by doing that. So I make this video just to say to a lot of young artists out there, I know you might be influenced by something you see that's popular, whether it be anime or any of the popular animated shows like Steven Universe or the Avatar series, or one of the things I can think of, popular video games and whatnot. And that's okay to be influenced by that, but you gotta be real careful when you start to copy something like that and try to put it out there as your own, okay? And I know there's a lot of people out there that like to do fan art and fan animation or whatever. You gotta be careful when you start taking other people's work and putting it out there as your own, because you can wind yourself up in a legal situation where you are sued or prosecuted based on what you're doing. You gotta be real careful out there, and I don't agree with it anyway, because I wouldn't want anyone to steal my work, and I've had people try to steal my work and make money off of it. I've had people try to take my work and make T-shirts, or take my work and make shower curtains or something, because there's a lot of just basic, how do you want to say it? Just basic stealing that goes on social media anywhere. People take some art that I did and post it somewhere and make it seem like they won't even let people know that I'm the one that did the art. They'll use it as their profile picture, or they'll put it up as a banner or on their website and won't give me credit for it. And I'm very protective of my art, to where I put my logo and my watermark on there. And what's funny is that makes no difference. There are people out there who will still use your artwork with the watermark on there, or if it's low quality. I've seen that happen. There are idiots out there who will take your artwork, because the guy that tried to make T-shirts out of one of my fantasy pieces, I did this fantasy piece, and it's called Aurora. You can actually see it here on this channel. But someone took that art piece with the watermark on it, and they tried to change the colors or change the color channels on it and make T-shirts out of that. And the T-shirts looked absolutely horrible, by the way. The image was all stretched out and put on. It was like put on the front, the back, and the sleeve, the same image. It just looked terrible. And then the guy was like trying to present it to me and said like, "Hey, can I use this?" I was like, "No, you can't use my artwork. How would you like me to just come over and take something out of your house and say, 'Hey, can I use this?' Like, how would you like me to come over to your house and steal your TV and say, 'Hey, can I use your TV?' Like, after the fact. Then I ask you after you catch me stealing it. You say after the fact, 'Hey, can I use this?' No, you can't. Don't do that to artists. Most artists are very sensitive anyway, but we put our heart and soul into our work, and we put a lot of effort into our work. If you want to use our artwork, or you want us to design something for you, just ask us and pay us for that work. We work just like you do. Doing artwork is no different than working at a company somewhere, okay? You want to get compensated for the time that you spend on your work. And if you want to use something that we've already created, then you need to talk to us and say, "Hey, can I pay you for this?" And we might agree, we might not. It depends on how we use that artwork or how we feel about it. We might agree with you and we could work out a deal. But don't just steal stuff and then think that that's okay, that you can get away with that. Because I've seen that happen way too much. And it happens not just to people who do illustration, it happens to people who do animation. Happens to people who do video games. I remember this story a couple of years ago where this guy was stealing concept art from video games, and he would print them out on a canvas and then he was selling it as fine art. So it's always funny to me when I see stuff like that, because there's this big gap or this big thing between fine artists and commercial artists like myself, where we kind of disagree on what art is. But you have someone who's a fraud, who claims to be a fine artist, but he's stealing commercial art and presenting it as his own fine art. I just think that's absolutely despicable. And the reason he got away with it for so long is he was doing it and somewhere in Europe, and people didn't catch on immediately. Had he had done that in America or in Asia, where the games are popular, he would not have gotten away with that for so long. But because he was in Europe somewhere, it took a while for people to catch on that he was stealing concept art from video games and claiming that was his own art. So basically what I want to say, folks, if you want an artist and their artwork, pay them for it. You don't have to steal these things. And just to let you know, there are repercussions for you doing and stealing these things. You can wind up prosecuted. You can wind up fined. You can wind up fired, like this guy Kevin Bow. And you can wind up being blacklisted within the industry for doing so. So if you take this industry seriously, it's okay to be influenced. It's okay to maybe see an animation or some artwork and say, hey, that's a great idea. I need to think of something kind of like that, or use that as like the jump off point for your own idea. There's nothing wrong with that, because all artists are inspired from somewhere or from someone. But just be careful out there when you try to go out and you decide that, hey, I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to trace this animation or trace this artwork or whatever, or trace this live action, because that's happened before too. Some animators, who was it for that they got in trouble? Yeah, I think it was actually DC Animation. They copied some actual live fights from this online action series. They copied the actual fights and put it in their animated movie. I think it was that Batman versus the Court of Owls or something like that. They put that in there, and they got caught red-handed. And there's some legal issues going on with that right now. You can't just plagiarize someone else's action like that and think you can get away with it. But I think they thought they could get away with it because it wasn't a major live action series. It was a web series, but these people still legally owned it. You can't just take someone's legal work and present it as your own. So be careful out there when you do these things. So I'll post a link to the article. You guys can go read it. But just be careful out there. Be inspired. Let someone give you great ideas, but don't be copying someone's work out here. It can get you into a lot of trouble. Anyway, Chris Crazy House signing out. Peace.